Monday and welcome. I'm Evie Dross, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with all of their branding needs. So, web development, graphic design, printing, you name it, I got you covered. So, today I'm going to talk about diving a little bit more into evolution design and myself. As I mentioned to you before, my goal for 2020 was to be more transparent and open about myself as well as my business. And I've had a few questions during the past few weeks about how I started evolution design and how I've made it a success. And so today I'm going to be answering a few of those questions to give you the chance to get to know me and my business better. If you haven't already, be sure to check out a post that I did not too long ago, or video I did not too long ago. 21 questions, get to know me better. I'll link it up here. Make sure you go check that one out as well. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm missing the entire clip from the first question. How that happened, I have no clue. But the first question from a user was, what makes your business unique? So for me, I genuinely want to know my clients, how their business runs, their goals, their needs, and their wants. And I really feel that this gives me more leverage as to how I can truly help them create a brand that is timeless while keeping them consistent and profitable and honoring those things that truly will help take their business and brand to the next level. The next question is, how do you personally define business success? So, success to me is being able to see the joy and happiness on my client's face when their project is complete. Success to me is also having the freedom and flexibility to do the things that you love and are passionate about. The next question is, how did you learn graphic and web design? So, although my degree is in web design and multimedia, I'd say almost 100% of what I've learned has been just self taught or just from trial and error. I'm such a visual and hands on person, so reading books in school didn't really work for me. I like to just go at it. That's it. Just do it and figure it out. So the next question is, what's your favorite part about your job? As mentioned before, I just love the process of designing, and then once the project is complete, just seeing how, what emotions are evoked from my clients by looking at this brand that I've helped them establish. That is like just the best feeling when you have a client that is just overly joyed with what you've produced for them. Next question, how do you address changes that your clients want to make to a project? So, this is a pro and a con. I am such a people pleaser that even though, of course, I have agreements in place that may specify things such as up to 3 revisions or changes must be made before build out, etc., etc., I still go above and beyond to ensure the client is happy. Sometimes it's hard to stay within terms, as not only do I want my client to be pleased, I do realize that sometimes, you know, things change once you're actually in a project. So you have to be flexible. Next question is, how do you find inspiration on what designs and colors to use for each client's project? I'm inspired by the conversation I have with the client during our initial consultation. That is where I discover their likes and dislikes and getting examples of each. So once I've gathered this information, I do research on their competitors and others in their industry to see how I can make my clients stand out. The next question is, do you remember your first client? How did it feel when you completed the project? Yes, my first client was Reverend LaJoyce Lawton of Multitude Experience. And I met her at one of my first few Sci-Fair Chamber of Commerce networking meetings. And I think this was like back in 2010. And I remember being super excited but nervous at the same time, hoping that I would fulfill her expectations. And her website was set up to book ministry excursions, and she ended up being a client of mine for many years. The next question is how do you find new clients? So I mainly advertise my business by networking and utilizing my Sci-Fair Houston Chamber membership. I'm also a team lead on the ambassador committee. I volunteer within the community, and I love to just stop into local businesses just to introduce myself. So I'm a little bit more old fashioned when it comes to obtaining business, but I also do recognize the importance of social media and online presence, of course. So I've been working more on implementing actual social media strategies. So a lot of my business has basically been through word of mouth, referrals from my current clients, which is the best. And like I said, I'm currently working on increasing my exposure by implementing like digital marketing. The next question is, why is creating a brand for any business so important? So it is the essence of your business and what you do. To share it with the world, you carry it throughout your products or services, your marketing messaging, the look of your website and materials, and more. So without it, people are less inspired or more motivated to do business with you or take you seriously, as a real business. So that's why it's very important. Okay, so the next question is, what services and products do you offer? So I help businesses be more effective by building websites that work for them. I love meeting with clients and hearing their stories and how their business operates. And so my job is to understand their processes and see how I can make them be more efficient by implementing functionality into their website to save them time, money, and be more productive. And I also develop, custom business branding packages based on their goals and needs. So anything when it comes to creating a logo or marketing collateral, I'm there to help them with those needs. The next question is, what advice do you have for someone who is getting ready to start their own business? The sooner you have a brand strategy, the sooner you will solidify your purpose and begin fulfilling your brand promise. So once you fully understand who your target market is, then you can create a strong brand that speaks to them and truly represents your business. The last thing you want to do is waste time and resources by having to go back and forth to recreate everything. So it is really important to really take your time and start off on a good foot. The next question is, what tools, apps, or software do you use to make your job easier? So I love using QuickBooks online for invoicing, setting up reoccurring payments, and running PLL reports, etc. I also use CoSchedule to create a content calendar and schedule all of my social media posts. For calendars, I use Google Calendar to manage all of my appointments and create that default calendar, which is basically all of the tasks that I have set for myself to do on a daily basis. So those are three apps or software that I use on a regular basis and I recommend. Okay, so I didn't realize that was the last question. So I hope that some of that is going to help you guys, whether you're already in business or you're starting a business. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm not, an expert in everything, but I can just share my experiences with you, things that I've tried out that haven't worked and things that have worked. I mean, that's what I'm here for, is to help whoever I can, just grow within their business. And so doing that, I'm sharing my story with you. So tune in again next week as usual, every Monday, and let me know what you guys think of this video and if you want to see more videos like this, or feel free also to send me any questions that you may have. I'll continue to answer them as I did today. All right, talk to you guys next week.